Nassau County Executive Bruce Blakeman invites you to mark 1 year since Hamas attacked Israel on October 7th. Join us as we come together this Monday, October 7th at 6 p.m. at the Harry Chapin Lakeside Theater in Eisenhower Park. Let's stand together in solidarity with Israel and those held hostage Monday, October 7th, 6 p.m. at Eisenhower Park. For more information, visit nassaucountyny.gov.
It's a common sense recap of the big stories. It's Katz and Cosby on 77 WABC.
Let's go right to Rich Lowry with the National Review, of course, the editor there. And Rich, real quick, the race is tightening so much so. It's 26 days till the election. And you can see they are now bringing out Obama and Clinton big time. Your reaction to where this is all headed?
Well, it's obviously she's lost some ground or plateaued. We had a bunch of new polling from the blue wall states, most of which shows it either tied or Trump narrowly ahead. So I think they're freaking out a little bit. That's the reason why they did the little media tour that she did. That's why they're bringing out the big guns. But Barack Obama, even at his height of his powers, it was his campaigning ability was never transferable to anyone else. So I doubt this will have much effect. She'll rise or fall on her own.
Rich, did you hear our interview about 60 Minutes and how they changed around? I mean, is that mind-boggling? I mean, yeah. I always had respect for CBS and respect for 60 Minutes. Who are these people that are doing this?
Yeah, this was a bizarre one because they released the clip of her word salad answer on Israel, and then it didn't show up in the actual interview that aired as part of the program. And you know, they compress these things; they're not live interviews, but it was very, very weird. I do think that these interviews, she's basically unimpressive in all of them, but she hasn't had a catastrophe in any of them. But her answer on The View, where she said she couldn't think of anything that she did differently from Joe Biden, is going to show up in ads and is going to show up. It is going to be remembered. That one was a big gaffe. Absolutely.
By the way, Rich, you also, Rich Lowry, had a great column talking about this Democratic plant who could throw the Wisconsin Senate race. Tell us what's going on behind the scenes.
Well, you've had this group of Democratic donors that have gone around recruiting Republican candidates, most of whom are retired or maybe disabled, to run on an American First ticket just to take 1-2% away from the real Republican candidate in tight races. And this has happened in the Wisconsin Senate race, where Tammy Baldwin, the Democratic incumbent, is ahead, but it's been closing. And you have one of these candidates who's kind of tricked into running on this on his own ticket, taking 2% of the vote, which could be meaningful if it's close. So this is the worst kind of dirty trick you can imagine.
Yeah, and how much do you think this is going on behind the scenes elsewhere? Because there were a lot of allegations in the last election. It makes you wonder how many are they doing this elsewhere? Yeah,
the Associated Press, which I have no use for anymore, it's so biased, like so many of our media institutions, has really done good work on this. They've come up with a couple of House races where this has happened, and they did a big piece on this happening in Wisconsin as well. It may be happening in other places too, but they start a PAC, or Patriots Run PAC or something like that, and then approach these gullible people and say, we're real right wingers, and we want you to hold up the banner for us. And they're all Democrats, and there's a Democratic operation working to get them on the ballots.
Yeah, it's interesting. We were talking about some of the Act Blue, some of the questions of foreign money potentially coming in. Who's really looking at all this stuff? Who's really checking it out? Because it does need to be looked into.
Well, no one in particular. You have to rely on either the mainstream media finding an acorn occasionally, which they do, and the AP did in this case, or reporters or operatives on our own side finding it out.
Absolutely. Well, Rich Lowry, thank you so much. I know you got a busy day. We love having you here. Thank you, my friend.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Thanks so much.